Hello, welcome back. Last time we looked at the 8 principles of health presented in the spirit of prophecy and how it contributed to the foundation of the Adventist health message. In this lecture, I'm going to look at how scientific discovery has come to support the spirit of prophecy in these areas of health. Now, I'm going to do this by taking a look at 2 examples based on 2 of the 8 principles that we looked at in the last lecture. Trust in the divine strength, so how trusting in God can influence our health. And 2, the influence of sunlight, or light in general. Now, this lecture is going to be primarily based on a scientific article called The Impact of Religious/Spirituality on Health. What are the evidences? This is written by Dr. David B. Larson and Michelle A. Malone, and I will link this article in the description for you to take a look at yourself. Now, it begins by stating that since ancient times, a careful consideration has always been made towards both the physical and spiritual aspect of humanity. But in recent decades, the latter has been called into question by science. But this is no longer the case. Science is starting to look into the aspect or the impact of spirituality on health. And it shows that this impact can be both positive and negative. There are examples of religion having had a negative impact on a person's health, such as forced adherence to extreme views leading to mental breakdowns, depression, and even suicide. But it is more often the case that a person's belief in God has contributed to their physical and mental recovery. Dr. Larson stated in 1995 in the article, the person's belief influences illness prevention, coping, recovery, and illness experience. Patients show less physiological distress if they connect with God in hope of healing and relaxation. Most of them report strength and comfort from their spiritual beliefs. So what a testament to trust in the divine strength. And if you'd like to research this particular point in more detail, then I advise you to take a look at the article and study this matter more thoroughly. But why is this the case? Why is it the case that believing in God improves a person's health? Well, another doctor by the name of Dr. Roger Sehelt, also MD, shared some fascinating discoveries in his 2023 lecture regarding this point. He explained that if God has created everything, including humanity, then he would know how best to take care of our health. And this has been revealed to humanity throughout the centuries through various individuals such as Moses and Daniel, which we looked at in our first lecture, and Ellen White, as we looked at in our second lecture. Science is now vindicating these health principles, and Roger gave an example regarding the importance of sunlight and the rejuvenating ability that it has on both the body, specifically on a cellular level. Now, this aspect regarding light is what I'd like to look at next. It is the second example, which I would like to highlight from the spirit of prophecy. Now, Roger said that if we compare the cell to a car, then the mitochondria is its engine. So it's the powerhouse of the cell. For the engine not to break down, it requires melatonin to keep it clean. Now, the best way to prevent damage and thus maintain a smooth bodily function is by allowing the body to produce enough melatonin to make repairs. This can only be done, get this, by avoiding light during the sleeping cycle, which commences around 9 o'clock in the evening. Roger explains that any exposure to light, whether natural or artificial, after 9 o'clock will shut down melatonin production for the next several hours and rob the body of what it needs to maintain itself. Clean the engine. However, if you avoid light during this period until around 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, and then expose your eyes to natural sunlight for about 15 minutes, the body will produce all the melatonin that it needs for the day. Doing this on a regular basis has many positive long-term effects, such as decreasing stress levels and even lowering the risk of cancer. Now, what makes this fascinating is that science did not know about these facts until recently, but God has revealed these health principles to us in the writings of Ellen White, such as the case with sunlight and its importance. In fact, Rogers stated that in the mid-20th century, only 60% of Ellen White's health claims had been verified by science, but now 97% of her health claims have not only been verified, but also backed by scientific data. Now, I find this to be strong evidence for the existence of God, seeing that He has revealed these important health principles to us so long ago. And I believe this to be reliable evidence for the reliability of Ellen White's prophetic gift. Now, I tried following these principles myself. I lay aside my mobile device and avoided the use of screens after 9 o'clock. And then in the morning, I got up and went outside and exposed my eyes to 15 minutes of natural direct sunlight. And I can tell you that it did have a positive effect. I felt more energetic, less stressed than I normally did before. So it truly makes a difference, and I thank God for that. In summary, scientific data suggests that spirituality contributes to recovery and healthful living. The health principles of Ellen White received from God have largely been vindicated by science, and following God's health principles has a positive impact, and I can personally testify to that. So I hope that you may also share these same blessings by implementing these principles into your life. And I want to thank you for joining me, and I hope that you will join me again for our final lecture next week. Until then, may God bless you.